Howdy, today we're looking at the AX-52, in other words, the AK-47, that was given to people if you watched TennoCon live on Twitch and had your Twitch and Warframe accounts linked. I don't believe you can get it now. Yeah, no, it's not available anymore, so if you missed it, that is unfortunate. It's not like the strongest weapon by any means, but it is a pretty cool weapon. Though it should be available from Borrow in the next, 8 months or so, something like that. So it will be available later on. Now, it is a very, very simple, straightforward weapon. It is just an assault rifle, 10 fire rate, 40 base magazine, 2-second reload, very high accuracy. It is fully automatic, of course, 26% crit chance, 2.4 crit multiplier, which is actually pretty good, 18% status, and base puncture damage, and that's it. The puncture being 40. So on its own, purely stat-based, it's okay, but nothing too fancy about it. What makes it special is it has a unique trait where if it's hip-fired shots, you get 60% ammo efficiency, and if you're getting aimed headshots, you get 400% more crit chance. That 400% crit chance is additive to mods like Critical Delay or Point Strike. And that's pretty much it for the weapon. It's literally just an assault rifle. Because it's got puncture at base, and puncture goes up to 5 stacks, each stack giving 5% flat crit, you get the 400% additive crit chance from the trait, and then another 25% flat crit because of the puncture procs. So you actually get a lot of crit chance on this weapon. So that helps it do more damage. I do wish the reload speed or magazine were higher, or lower or higher, because you spend a lot of time reloading. Now, the build I have here is a very straightforward build. Prime Shred, so we get punched through to hit multiple targets. That way we can actually hit, not have just single target damage, plus fire rate as well. Critical Delay for crit chance, and the negative fire rate is balanced out because of Prime Shred. High Voltage Malignant Force, so we get corrosive damage. Radiated Reload for radiation damage, and also getting reload speed. Amalgam Serration, because that way we get damage and sprint speed. You would get higher damage and status with Galvanized Aptitude, but the damage difference is very minor, and we don't have a uncapped status proc, or an uncapped status proc on the weapon, so we don't really need the extra status chance, and I like the sprint speed. Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, and Vital Sense for crit damage. I can't speak. Primary Deadhead. On precision headshot kill, we get 120% damage for 24 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, and that is additive to Serration, of course. 30% headshot multiplier, which is one of the main reasons we want to use this, as well as a minus 50% recoil, making it a lot easier to hit shots. The Exilus is pretty pointless. It doesn't matter. I just have agile aim here, so we get more movement speed when aiming down sights. That way we can strafe faster. But it's completely irrelevant. Oh, wait a second. Let me show. I've got nothing affecting our damage on my Warframe, or Focus School, or Companions. These are level 180 Steel Path Corrupted Heavy Gunners. And the damage isn't bad. I am going to show different damage types, right? I'm not just going to do the rad corrosive and stuff, so don't worry about that. But you can see that it's pretty decent. It's not bad for being just a basic assault rifle. But you can see that the magazine is quite small. We can only get 2 kills on these guys before having to reload. And the reload speed is okay, but this is with radiated reload. It'd be much worse without it. It's usable though. I think this weapon is actually pretty fun. I like how it feels, I like how it looks, I like how it sounds. It doesn't perform horribly. It's a very basic, simple weapon in a very complicated space game with lots of explosions. But I think that's a nice contrast, right? A nice little change of pace, breath of fresh air, to have something so simple that can be so entertaining. Now, if you did not want to go with a more basic build like this, you could go for something more like pure heat damage. Take all of this off. Now, if we get heat, we will end up having the problem of not getting headshot kills because of heat damage. So if you go heat, I would recommend switching to Merciless, though that does help with the reload speed. Now where, oh where? We're going to put on Thermite rounds, Hellfire, because then we get higher heat weighting plus bigger heat procs. And then the last slot is completely up to you. I don't really know what else you would run here. You could run Galvanized Scope because, you know, well, I mean, we can't really get headshots killed that consistently because of heat procs. And you don't want to overkill on crit chance. Because just with critical delay and the unique trait, plus we've got, you know, puncture being taken into account as well, we're already getting guaranteed orange crits. And going from orange to red is a 50% damage buff, yes, so it's not bad. But the more crit we have, the less effective the crit becomes on the weapon. So there is a mod, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a mod that gives more crit damage. Like after getting a kill, you reloading it crit damage. I unfortunately don't have it. We could run Wildfire here. I can't fit it. Here we go. This gives us even more heat for more heat weighting and bigger heat procs, and we have a larger mag size. So I think we'll use this right now. Simulate. Now, because it's going to be a pain to build up our stacks, I'm going to go ahead and just strip their armor and build up our stacks first, and then reset these enemies. Just to make life a lot easier. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass trying to build up all of our stacks. Even with them armor stripped, though, you can see it's not that great. Now it's starting to melt them. Once we hit 12 stacks, I can go ahead and reset them. There we go. Come back over. Reset, simulate, and we'll have most of our stacks once we start shooting an enemy. It's not terrible, and if you have armor strip in the mix from a different source, this will be better than the corrosive, obviously. But it's still not amazing. You could say gas. I don't think gas really works. Blast isn't that effective. I will show blast, I guess, because I'm sure there will be people that want to see that. So you would remove Hellfire. We would switch to Rhyme rounds here. And then we would remove Wildfire. Here, move this down here. We would actually switch to Primary Blight, I'd say. And then we can add in toxins so that we don't actually have to worry about getting kills with Merciless to build up our stacks, because that's such a pain in the ass. And can I? Yeah, here. We will go ahead in this case because we have, like... Oh, wait, hang on a second. The order of these mods is incorrect. There we go. We will switch to Galvanized Aptitude because Toxin Blasts don't cap out, so we do want the extra status chance plus the extra damage is nice here because we aren't getting more damage, base damage from Primary Blight. So I would run Galvanized Aptitude in this scenario. Just as with before, I'm going to armor strip them real quick just to start building up our stacks from kills and stuff real quick to make life easier. Otherwise, it would take forever. Yes, give me my beautiful stacks for Galvanized Aptitude and whatever the hell that other mod is, the one that gives us a multi-shot. There we go. Now we reset these enemies. This is going to be without any amount of armor strip, which is a big problem, though that's not hard to fix. You can just add in armor strip from an outside source. Corrosive Projection is going to be nearly triple the damage, assuming you have no other source of armor strip if the enemies are at max armor. It's not bad, and if we strip their armor, you can see that. Now the blast procs and stuff are going to be much more useful. Look at that. It's actually doing some level of AoE damage now. And because we have the Primary Blight, it makes it a lot easier to keep our stacks up than if we had Merciless. So being at full damage takes much less effort. We don't have any reload speed or mag increase on the weapon, which is a sad face, but it's not the end of the world. Now, gas isn't really worth running, but the last real option I think that actually you could try would be pure electric. So we will switch out these, come over here, we want, where is it? High voltage, then of course we want Stormbringer for bigger electric procs and electric weighting. Take off galvanized aptitude, switch back to serration. And then the last mod, again, in this case, is entirely up to personal preference. What I guess in this case we will go ahead and just slap on galvanized scope, assuming it can fit. No, it cannot fit in this build. Wait, oh no, if I do this, there we go. Now we can fit it all. Oh yeah, and I could have just taken the X-list off. And what makes this nice is that we can have, wait, I did switch back to Deadhead, yes? Yes, I did. What makes this nice is that electric procs can, in fact, get headshot kills. So that's pretty snazzy. It makes it so Deadhead's a lot easier to build up. Build up our stacks, as always. I know I keep saying that, but, you know, if someone skips to this part, then maybe they'll, you know, not know why I stripped them first. There we go. Now we come back over here and reset them so you can see them with all of their armor. Simulate! And just like Blast, this does have some level of AoE damage. Look at that. It's pretty decent, the damage you do. It's nothing ridiculous, but it's not bad by any means. And then you'll be able to get, you know, much more damage because of the AoE electric procs if the enemies are at least somewhat grouped together. And we're getting lots of red crits once we get our galvanized scope built up. And then when you add in armor strip, of course, it's just going to melt everything for the most part. Like so. Very effective, very effective. Overall, just a really fun weapon. If you didn't get it, I wouldn't stress about it. It doesn't really matter, but if you did get it and you like it, then I definitely recommend building it and giving it a shot. It's a very interesting and fun weapon to use. Now, for anybody that wanted to see what my mag fashion was, because I swear every video I have mag in, someone asks in the comments about it. That's going to do it for the AK-47. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe. Adios.